let's go. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go. I'm so excited, man. Man, all we need is Adrian Gonzalez and Kyle Crawford on this thing tonight. All right. So another post game get together here. We got Coop, we got Courtney, we got me, and Punto is going to be on here in just 2 seconds. And most importantly, the guy who only comes out for the podcasts, right? Josh Beckett. The man, talk about Mr. Postseason. Holy crap. Is there a better postseason pitcher than Josh Beckett? No.
There was one tonight.
No, there were multiple. There were multiple.
Was that not unbelievable?
Yeah.
So are you on the side of like that's like a no hitter, like comparatively to like when they say like the last no hitter since Roy Halladay?
That was impressive. They needed that. Like after last night, I know Lance McCullers, and I know he took that really well or took that really bad, but then like answered the questions really well. I texted with Lance last night, and I know how much that hurt him, and I know he knows that he was tipping his pitches, even though the way he answered the questions was not. He answered the questions properly, how you're supposed to answer questions. He took the blame, and it sucked for him, and I don't know. I mean, it's one of the worst looking postseason starts ever. But then the Astros like needed to answer, and they did this.
Yeah. Well,
like talk about the all-time like greatest answer to like how do you come back from last night? Like Kevin Millar texted me this morning. It was a kick in the mouth.
Because you're a Houston guy, right? I mean, you people should know this. I mean, you did a couple of years ago? You did the TV stuff for Houston, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So you're a Houston guy. So I mean, you know these guys, and you know and what you just said about McCullers. I don't know. I've never tipped pitches in the major leagues, Josh.
I have.
I know there's only one person. There's only one person on this podcast that tipped pitches in the major leagues.
Yeah, I told somebody the other night because they thought one of my buddies in Bernie, Texas, thought that Christian Javier should have started last night, and I said no, this is the right guy, and this was before the game, before any of this stuff happened, and I said no, this is the right guy, and then next thing you know, it's 3-0, it's 5-0, and then it's like 7-0. He's like, no, this is not the right guy, and then all this stuff happened tonight, but it was like. It literally was like I couldn't wrap my head around why this happened to Lance, but like I'm telling you, this is the all-time greatest answer I've ever seen. I feel like Ortiz right now talking because I don't know what to do with my hands, and so yeah, I'm at the ranch. I'm with my brother. He's right over here. And
hello,
we're having a couple toddies watching this game, and then it ends up being a no hitter. It was unbelievable.
So as a pitcher yourself, and you start to see this, take flight, can you just kind of feel that like they're in a rhythm that they have a shot at like finishing this off with having a no hitter?
Yeah, it's done.
No, because I didn't want them to throw the no hitter. I didn't want them to throw Presley, but I guess he's had 2 days off and. Dusty's trying to keep him in some sort of a routine. But the point I was getting at a minute ago, I'm sorry, I'm bouncing back, but like he asked me, he goes, there's fixing to be a fight at the bat rack in the Phillies dugout. I said, I've seen plenty of those. It was when I was pitching. But yeah, so going back to your question, what was your question again?
Just as a pitcher yourself and as a big league pitcher in these type of moments in the World Series, I mean, can you notice that like a pitching staff kind of galvanize around a moment like that?
Yes, but like, I mean, still at the end of the day, they just needed to win today, but they kind of needed to like have that FU deal too.
Yeah, they need to pitch on their territory.
You know what I mean? It's like last night was like Kevin Millar said, it was a kick in the mouth.
Yep.
And then tonight they came back and like they had their own deal too.
So Josh, kind of my question for you is sort of how we kicked things off earlier. Do you consider a combined no-hitter? Do you consider that like a legitimate no-hitter? Is that like a no-hitter in the books? Or is that
100%.
a no? You do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, take that, Coop.
It's such a rare feat. I mean, it's just such a cool deal. I mean, like I said, is it Roy Halladay's deal? Maybe not, but it's still a cool deal.
I mean, they showed a stat after the game that just 6 innings alone hasn't been done in, a couple decades. So it shows how challenging that is, and especially on that stage. So no matter what, especially a schmuck like myself, like you have to tip your cap and just like give your respect to that type of moment. And it 100%. Really was an incredible.
I think
moment.
Even the Phillies fans. And I'm not tooting my own horn, but I threw a no-hitter there, and they
right.
me.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah. No,
one of us threw a no-hitter in Philadelphia,
and they hated me when I was like with the Marlins. They hated me.
Hey Josh,
so,
can I ask you about your Marlins time for a minute here?
You bet.
All right, so I'm a huge Pudge Rodriguez fan.
Mm.
How was 03 for you? How was working with Pudge? I mean,
awesome.
was that just a wild? I mean, talking about World Series, right? I mean, 2003 World Series. You had Ozzie Guillen on your staff. You had Pudge Rodriguez catching you. What was that like?
I love that you mentioned our third base coach.
Okay, so I should have said this to you. I'm a Chicago girl. I'm a White Sox. So I know Ozzie very well. So I've always kind of marveled at that 03 team because I love Ozzie. I love Pudge. So that was one of my favorite teams growing up, to be honest with you. So the fact that I'm talking to you now is kind of cool. So kind of want your outlook on what it was like pitching a Pudge and the whole thing, being in a World Series.
He was amazing.
Yeah.
He was amazing. And Avila called me the next year and asked me about him. And that's when they signed him to the I don't know how much it was worth. It was like a 4-year deal though. Al called me. So Al was the assistant GM when I was drafted with the Marlins. And Al called me and said, "What do you think about Pudge?" I said, "I loved him." And I mean, they ended up signing him to like a 4-year deal. He may have stayed there longer. I honestly don't know. But no, he was great. Like he called a good game. He loved to call fastballs when guys were on first, so that he could throw them out at second. And we just went with it. Like I like throwing fastballs anyway.
There you go. That was a perfect.
So let's talk. So as I said at the beginning, Josh, I'm here to build up, right? Best that run. I watched it. I was there. 2007. Like what an unbelievable run. Best postseason run ever. Right? You would have made by yourself a crap load of money if you just had a deal here.
I'm not going to agree to anything.
That's right.
It was a good run by our team. Well,
I didn't ask you to agree to anything. I'm just saying stuff. I'm just talking. But you watch these postseason games. Like, can you pick the guys who are crapping themselves and aren't going to crap themselves?
No, I can't.
No,
because I feel like it's just like it's game to game, man. It's just some guys are good for a game and then they're not good for a game. But like for the most part, like guys that have a little bit of experience, they tend to fare a little bit better.
Yeah. But I mean, but sometimes
I know that's not the answer you're looking for, Rob.
I'm saying, listen, I'm saying that like the fact is that like when you got out there, when in that moment, you're like, okay, let's do it. And some guys aren't like that. That's just the fact.
I know, but I'm from the Harvey Dorfman school where you just execute pitches. Doesn't matter the circumstances. You want some cliches? I'll give you some cliches if you want them.
No, listen. You and I go back, right?
Yeah.
Right? don't break your streak of never, ever, 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 ever giving me a cliche. Ever. Okay? So don't give me a cliche. I just want the truth. I want you to say, hey, you know what? I was in the zone. No one was going to touch me. I felt that good.
That is a cliche in itself, right there.
I should have won the Cy Young over CC.
Oh, no. I'm not going to say that because
it was bullshit.
Because we want a ring. We want a ring. I was totally happy winning the ring. Is that Punto?
Hi, buddy.
Hey,
What's up, Josh?
Punto.
Look at it. Golly, he's still in great shape. I'm fat as shit.
That's what I said.
Look at how great this is, Josh. What are you
man,
talking about?
You got to find those clippers that cut it from the back to the front.
Hey, Nick, we're still waiting. We're still waiting on Adrian Gonzalez and Carl Crawford to jump on to make it complete.
Oh my, that would be incredible.
The Nick Punto trade.
Like I said, the Nick Punto trade. So, right. In case people don't understand, we got half of the Nick Punto trade here. And so I want to know, and I've already talked to Nick earlier this year about it. Josh, the plane ride you guys took from Boston to Los Angeles, right? Was there dancing involved or no?
Well, Adrian loves to dance. I'm not a dancer. I don't know if you saw the outfit I wore, but I should have got banged in kangaroo court for my outfit alone.
I kind of remember it. The t-shirt was terrible, wasn't it?
The cream shorts with the belt.
I remember it.
There is no limit to what I should have been fined. Like I should have thrown the team party. I should have thrown the team party that year for the Dodgers, no less.
Hey, we get off the bird and Magic Johnson's there. What's his name? Stan. The whole new crew, like so excited to meet Beckett. He's got the cream shorts on.
With the belt, I think I had the Syracuse tuck going on. And y'all have to look the Syracuse tuck up. My wife rolls it every day.
Man, what a good time that was. We were just talking. Yeah, the 2012. What a good time.
What a good time that was. Can we just bump forward a little?
Well, Nick. So okay, since Beckett's like for the first time in his life talking in cliches. So I'll ask you. You watched him pitch in the postseason, right? And I was saying like some guys get on the mound and you say, hey, you know what? Nobody's gonna beat me. I was there, I witnessed it, I watched it. No one was Kenny Lofton throwing the bat at him, whatever it was, right? Right. No one was gonna beat Beckett. I mean, from your perspective, you've seen those guys, right?
Yes. I in fact, you guys didn't even notice this.
Oh, Halliday. Halliday. There you go.
In honor of
nobody was going to beat him in the regular season either.
That's true.
But you're right. Hey, that's such a great point. Aces have that unique ability, Bradfo. They have that unique ability just to elevate when the moment's big. You know, and when those lights get a little bit brighter, you see that because they're elevated for the first time in a long time. And, that stuff's always awesome to watch. That kid tonight was incredible. I don't think anybody saw that one coming either.
No. Well,
we did here in Texas.
Yeah, I was going to say, Beckett's like throwing a – this is great. This is awesome. Actually works out. Forget the fact that you guys are in the same trade, that you played together, that you're friends and everything else. Forget that. The fact is that we got a Phillies fan and an Astros fan. Finally, I couldn't find an Astros fan anywhere. Thanks, Josh.
You couldn't? No. Mattress Mac seems to be like he likes them.
Who?
Mattress Mac.
Oh, Mattress. Do you know him?
No, I don't know. Well, I mean, I know. Yeah, I mean, I guess I've met him, but like, do we know each other? Like, not real well. But we could have got him on here, but I don't know if his language would have been appropriate.
No, it's all right. It's a podcast. We can get spicy. It's after hours. It's 4 minutes till midnight.
Is this on Bravo?
Podcast after dark. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I got to ask you.
Bravo.
Nick, I have to ask you the same thing. I asked Josh. Do you consider a combined no-hitter like a legit no-hitter?
Yeah.
Have I been in one? Is that what you asked?
Go ahead.
Do you consider a combined no-hitter like a legitimate no-hitter, or is there like a little asterisk for you?
There's an asterisk for me, but I think that's just because I miss seeing the horses. I miss seeing that number one just throw 12 innings like a Morris did in the playoffs in 1991. Threw a no-hitter. Didn't he throw a no-hitter through 12 innings or something crazy like that?
Shut up.
A no-hitter's 9 innings. You know, a no-hitter.
Him and Smoltz both were 10 innings shutout.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
I texted Smoltz last night. I said, you would have pitched till you were, I think I said 69 because I was kind of like trying to be funny. But I said, you would have pitched till you were 69 if you did it at 5-inning increments. And I honestly believe
that's pretty funny.
Like some of those guys, like they just had that. Like if you told Smoltz like you only got to pitch 5 innings this week and then 5 innings next week, honestly, Smoltz would still be pitching.
Do the whole Tom Brady thing there if he's doing the TB12 method.
Yeah. He was talking last night.
Minus the divorce from the supermodel.
Yeah.
Because Smoltz not marrying this. It doesn't matter how much money he has.
Listen, if you don't marry the supermodel, you can't get divorced from him. So there you go.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
But so he was talking about what he was talking. Remember, he was with the Red Sox. He went to St. Louis, and speaking of tipping pitches, like he said, he's like, "Yeah, I got to St. Louis, and they said I was tipping my pitch." Were you played with him, right, Josh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, "Yeah, I was throwing my first bullpen."
We tried to pay Joe West off. He was the first base umpire the day before. And so we're like, hey, what song you want to hear Smoltz come out to? Because like Smoltz was not doing good, and we're like, hey, what song you want Smoltz to come out to? And like thinking maybe we get like points, like with Joe West. Nope, cancel Christmas. Smoltz gave up 5 in the first, 2 in the second. He didn't get an out in the second, and we're all in there drinking beers.
That's how Joe West would have wanted it to end, though.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Josh. What kind of beer? Most importantly.
I don't drink much beer anymore. We were drinking probably Bud Light.
Yeah, I had a bad feeling. That's all right. I won't hold that against you.
Oh, really?
What would you be, Courtney? What would you be drinking?
Well, okay, I'm a craft beer connoisseur. I mean,
God, you're like my brother-in-law.
I'm an IPA girl. Yeah.
Oh God.
I'm a serious beer drinker.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a serious beer drinker.
Yeah, I am.
All right.
You haven't been around many baseball players. You're a serious beer drinker. You can't drink that shit.
I mean, I'm
I thought we were on Bravo.
No, we are.
It's still Bravo.
It's exactly midnight, so you got in right under the wire. So you're a whiskey. Courtney, you do drink whiskey?
I have, believe me, I have tried very hard to drink whiskey.
Good effort.
Very, very hard. I cannot get into it. If I'm going to do spirits, I'm going to do tequila. Anyone a tequila fan in this chat?
I am.
Yeah.
My brother said he likes tequila.
Okay, so I can hang at the Beckett household. Okay, that's good to know.
I know you like this one, Court.
Let me see that. Oh, my favorite.
Who doesn't like?
Nick, you and I, we need to shoot a couple back, I think.
Yeah.
We gotta figure out a time. We'll do it.
Absolutely.
We'll do it. But mostly wine, beer. That's kind of my forte. But I am a tequila fan if I'm going to do spirits.
You like a gas station in West Texas?
Oh, I really do miss you. God, Oh, buddy.
That made my night. Thank you.
Nick, give me a good Beckett story.
Oh, Kitty. There's just so many. Golly. The best is just Beckett on the airplane. Him and Pedroia are my two favorite airplane teammates of all time.
Well, isn't Pedroia like petrified of flying?
Well, that was my favorite. That was actually my favorite thing because he was so arrogant and cocky in his mannerisms of every day, no matter what he's doing, so it was so fun to see him that insecure. And I would just ride him. I'll be like, it's all right, buddy. I mean, no team's ever gone down. It's not going to happen to us. You're fine. And then Beckett, remember when he would start screaming, take it down. I don't even care. I'm a career 300 hitter. If there was a league above this one, I'd be starting at second base.
Oh, God.
That dude
He was so scared of flying.
Oh, so scared.
So what was Beckett doing? Like what?
Beckett he's just stirring it up, just starting a little bit with everybody. We're just riding each other. The things we miss the most, honestly, are those times, right? I mean, when you ask any baseball player to a man, he's like, what do you miss? I miss the bus rides, I miss the airplanes, I miss the clubhouse, all that stuff is what I truly miss.
Well, we had Pap on.
Character.
We had Pap on the other day, right? And he was talking about the poker games with the Phillies. It said that the stakes were far bigger than with the Red Sox. A, was that true? And B, I've heard this so many times that Ortiz was the worst poker player, but he just tried to overpower everybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
I stopped playing because I got tired of taking their money. Because that's what they try to do.
Claim.
Like, they don't play their cards; they play how much money they have in their bank.
True. True. And if you got some balls, you can take some money from them.
Yeah, you bet.
Got to man up and try to test them.
No, you get a couple
Sean
of
Casey
guys
that had told us like Poppy bankrolled him for a bit just to keep him in the game.
Oh, yeah. Casey said that in the flight to Japan, Ortiz bankrolled him like $10,000 and then forgot that he did it. So yeah.
Oh, Sean Casey?
Yeah. Sean Casey. Yeah.
I can see that.
Hey, being smart's not for everybody, Rob.
see, that's what I miss. This is the thing. Is that
the one-liner.
I mean, I tell you what, this is the funny thing is that like Beckett, like when he was playing, we get along. He's like one of my favorite people to talk to. And we've already talked about this, Josh. You would sit there and people are petrified to talk to you. I'm like, why? Like, why? It's great to talk to.
Yeah, that's the way I wanted it.
I know what it was.
Yeah, I wanted the media to think I was Juan Acevedo. And really, I was just like Nacho Libre.
What's the heart one? Your one-liner for the heart.
That's this time of year right here.
Yeah,
Spooknator. It's Mike Mordecai.
Yeah,
that's who I got that from. I want to give him all the credit in the world. It's Spooknator. That's the tendon that connects your heart to your balls.
Yeah.
And then so
is that not the
you
tape?
Find out this time of year who's got one of those.
That's right.
Because not everybody's got one.
No, and that brings me back. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
You clearly had the Spooknator.
He has it.
Yeah.
Anybody could have pitched with my shit. If you'd have gave Punto my shit, he would have been the first guy on this call.
Well, listen, I watched Nick terrorize the White Sox for years, so I know what he's got. He's a pain in the
watched Nick terrorize who?
Who just left your house? Who just left? Who
That's
the heck just
Jesse.
left
That's my
your
brother.
house?
What is going on over there?
No,
I was like, when
I'm sure he went out there to take a piss. I'm pretty sure. Because
you remember when the machine, when Pat Burrell and do you guys? If you haven't seen this skit, you have to go watch it. It's Pat Burrell as the machine. And he's getting interviewed by I want to say it's Millar. I don't know who it is, but He's getting the closer for the Giants. Beard.
Yeah, fucking Brian
teammate.
Wilson. We played with
Brian
him.
Wilson. Brian Wilson. So Brian Wilson's doing an interview like this.
He was your teammate.
I just said
Do I
he's
need
my
to
teammate.
introduce you to your teammates?
Go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Brian Wilson's doing this interview like this, and just like that, where Josh's brother walked out, Pat Burrell walks into the camera view wearing the.
I've seen it. It's so
it.
Good. It's so good. Everybody needs to watch that.
I remember that.
I'm getting old for this, and that's fine. But I used to have the biggest crush on Pat Burrell.
They all did.
Again,
oh, God, you and 10,000 other women.
Correct. That's why I said I know I was going to get killed for it.
I just saw him. I was at the so I'm a member at a club in California, and I was playing in the member guest, and he played with Brett Hull. And he's still hey, Pat Burrell's still a good looking man.
What does Brett look like? Does he look
Brett
good?
Hull?
Yeah, Brett Hull. He look good?
He's fine. No, he looks great. No,
too.
And he was holding it together great.
He looked like his dad a little bit because I'm not interested.
Well,
I don't even know who his dad was. Was his dad Dick Van Dyke?
You said Brett
was Dick
Hull,
Van Dyke. Yes, he looked.
Yeah, Brett Hull.
Brett Hull. So Bobby Hull was his dad. You know who Bobby Hull is, right?
I don't know. I know nothing about hockey except for them. Some bitches can drink.
So can, and the Hulls can. So Brett Hull is Bobby Hull's son, and Bobby Hull was a legendary Blackhawk.
Yeah, but what Josh said was Brett Hull looks like a good-looking Dick Van Dyke.
I can see that. Okay.
I love Brett Hull though. He was awesome. They were a great team, and if my guy would not have shot 85 on the last day, we were right there in it.
That's because you didn't bring me. You always forget about me. I live here on the West Coast.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
I know. And you know what? And jet lag was a big deal for him, I think, my guy.
Well,
at least that's what he blamed it on.
Well, there you go. You got to can him, and then I don't have jet lag. It's an hour.
You would have never, Josh. You would have never been playing for the Dodgers. You would have to finish that year in 2012 if it wasn't for Nick. I mean, Nick sealed the deal in that trade. It was done. Boom.
I know. That's who they were really after.
I'm sure.
It was.
I love messing with Nick, but he's an awesome teammate. Awesome guy to be around. No, I'm serious. I always mess with him, but like he was an awesome teammate.
Thanks, Bubba. You did, man.
See, that's what we're here. That's what we're here for.
You want to hear the greatest part of that trade was when they had that deal finalized, and Ben Sherrington called everybody but me. And I had a no trade clause. Do you know the story, Nick?
No.
You don't know this about my no trade clause?
Yeah, no. I mean, I knew. Didn't you have that and Adrian, right?
I don't know if Adrian had it or not, because they always did like the favored nations thing in Boston. So like if somebody got something in their contract, if you sign as a free agent or something, they do the favored nations. So basically you got everything that somebody else got in their contract. But I had it because I was 10-5. And so they called everybody, and it was like a done deal except me. And Ben Sherrington called me, and I said, no, I think I don't want to go because the taxes in California. You know me, I'm a fucking Republican motherfucker. And sorry, I thought we were on Bravo again. And I said no, I'm not going to go because of the taxes. Carl Crawford called me and said, I'll pay your fucking taxes. And I said, that's exactly what I wanted you to call and tell me. I didn't let him do it, but like I just wanted him to fucking call me and tell me he paid my taxes. And I don't even know if that's possible. I haven't talked to my CPA about that at all. But I don't think that's possible for somebody to pay your taxes.
That's a great story. I had never heard that story.
You never heard that story?
No, man.
That's absolutely 100% true. You call Ben Sherrington, and that was like the deal breaker. It was like Carl Crawford had to call me and tell me he was paying my taxes.
I mean, the guy who you were traded with didn't know this story, so I don't. Right?
I love
it's
it.
a true story.
Yeah. Well, listen. I don't want to keep you guys all night. I appreciate it.
Well, that's good because I don't want to stay much longer either.
No. Well, that's why I'm doing you a favor. I'm wrapping it up. So
What happened to Coop?
Yeah, no kidding.
Coop's on the clock. Yeah. Coop's on the clock.
Coop
But
dipped.
oh, there he is. There he is.
I'm doing professional stuff doing my best.
All right. Well, hey, listen. We'll anyone who wants to join, we'll be right back here tomorrow night.
All right, buddy.
All right, Josh, you in? Josh, you
Love
in?
you guys.
Josh, you in?
Love you guys. Is there a game tomorrow night?
Yeah, it's game tomorrow night.